What's up guys, my name is Ace, and they've finally fixed the bugs for the brand new guns, the AS VAL, as well as the SP-R 208. And in today's video, I just wanted to cover the details and show you guys, when applicable, the before and after with these. And jumping right into it, they did leave us with some patch notes, but they're pretty minor. One thing they did fix is apparently there was an issue where players could survive in the gas while staying on the subway system. However, they still haven't patched the ability to have infinite stim shots, which is completely destroying Warzone at the moment, and hopefully that's one that they get on top of soon. As for the new weapons, the AS VAL, the bug with this, if you guys didn't see my video from last week, is if you're using the SPP rounds, the 10-round semi-automatic version of the gun, you had literally infinite bullet penetration. You wouldn't lose any damage at all through any walls, so you could literally shoot somebody through the entire map, like 10 buildings, and you would still be dealing the full amount of damage to that player. This has now been fixed, and you can see here that you still appear to get extra penetration while shooting through walls, so it does appear to help you still, but you're no longer able to shoot through extremely thick surfaces or like entire buildings, for instance. Now, as for the Marksman Rifle, the SP-R 208, with this one, the first thing they did is they increased the amount of flinch you get while using this gun, and this is something I didn't test pre-patch because I just assumed it was the same as the other sniper rifles, but I can show you what it looks like post-patch here. Keep in mind the enemy is shooting me with an Uzi, although it really doesn't matter in Modern Warfare what the enemy shoots you with. All that really matters is what's in your hand, so I guess that's irrelevant. But you can see that there is definitely some flinch there, and in some situations, especially at like mid to longer ranges, they could easily flinch you off target by shooting you. After that, the patch notes also say there was a minor reduction to the aim down sight speed for the SP-R 208. At 60 FPS though, there is no measurable difference here, so really you shouldn't notice any difference whatsoever to the base aim down sight time. However, they also fixed the aim down sight times for the different ammunition attachments. If you guys remember from my gun guide, all of the ammunition attachments, so the 10-round magazine, the 300 normal mag, and the 338 Lapua, all of these were supposed to slow your aim down sight time down. Instead, when they first launched this gun, all of these attachments actually improved your aim down sight speed pretty significantly, actually, for the 338 Lapua, for instance, and that was completely broken. So let's go over the new aim down sight times. With the 10-round magazine, our aim down sight time was 317 milliseconds pre-patch, and post-patch it's now 367 milliseconds, so it's 1 frame slower than the base aim down sight time now, which is what we would expect for an extended mag. Then with the 300 normal mag, pre-patch it was 334 milliseconds, now it's 384 milliseconds. And then finally with the 338 Lapua, pre-patch you had a ridiculously fast aim down sight speed of just 300 milliseconds. Now it's slowed all the way down to 417 milliseconds. So I think before this patch, they had the numbers completely reversed because the Lapua mag was actually helping you the most pre-patch. Now it's hurting you the most. And I think that's where it's supposed to be now. On that same topic of aim down sight speed, the patch notes stated a small reduction to aim down sight speed when using the variable zoom scope. And this seems strange because it was already by far the slowest, but it turns out their patch notes were backwards here. I don't know what was going on here, but it was actually the opposite. They improved your aim down sight speed while using variable zoom. Pre-patch, our aim down sight time was 500 milliseconds with variable zoom, which is quite slow for a marksman rifle. Post-patch, it's now 450 milliseconds. So this was actually a buff to the variable zoom, not a nerf. On top of that, they said they moved the weapon closer to the player while aiming down sight and using a variable zoom. I don't have any pre-patch footage of this, and honestly, it looked and felt the same to me. I didn't notice any issue here. So yeah, I don't know if that really has much of an impact on the performance of this gun. Now, additionally, with the 300 normal mag and the 338 Lapua mag ammo types, they reduced the bullet velocity on these, so they are no longer hit scan. And this was the biggest issue in Warzone with this gun, is it was literally a hit scan weapon when using these ammunition types, which means you didn't have to account for bullet drop, and you didn't have to lead a target if they were moving. You just put the crosshair on them and pull the trigger, and it will hit every time, as long as they were within about 410 meters. So post-patch, I just wanted to show you guys that there is definitely some bullet drop. It's not a lot of bullet drop. You can see, even at this range, this is a very long distance to be shooting, and I didn't have to aim too far above the target to get a nice upper torso shot. So it's no longer hit scan, but it still has an incredible bullet velocity with these ammunition types on here, and you can even see at 100 meters here, which is where I normally do my bullet drop testing for sniper rifles and marksman rifles, you don't have to hold above the target at all here. You still just put the crosshair on and pull the trigger, and you're going to get that really quick feedback as well. So within 100 meters at least, this gun still sort of feels like a hit scan. It's just for those extremely long-range shots in Warzone, you will have to start compensating for travel time as well as bullet drop. But I also wanted to show you that you can now get a hit beyond that 410 meters. You no longer have that limitation. I assume this extends out to infinity as long as you are accounting for that bullet drop. But you can see here, I very clearly get a kill at 417 meters. Now finally, there's one last thing stated in the patch notes, which I thought was a very odd thing to be changing. But with the SKS, they said there was a small reduction to the aim down sight speed while using the variable zoom scope. And I gotta be honest, I don't have any pre-patch values of this because it's not something that anybody ever really used, as far as I'm aware at least. I don't remember ever seeing anybody use this. I don't remember this ever being a problem, but apparently they decided they wanted to slow it down a little bit, so your aim down sight speed will be a bit slower while using the SKS with a variable zoom, if you ever do that. That is, of course, if these patch notes are accurate when they state that, because like I said earlier, the aim down sight time with the variable zoom on the SP-R 208, that was backwards, so maybe this one's backwards as well. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have the reference from pre-patch to compare it to, so I don't know what's going on here, even though we have the patch notes right in front of us. And with that, that's pretty much it for this quick patch. It's nice to see they finally got on top of fixing the new guns. That's going to fix the search and destroy meta for sure, and that's going to help with the Warzone meta as well when it comes to using these sniper rifles. Because now there's once again going to be a reason to use something like an AX50 or an HDR. Of course, I'd like to know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. What did you guys think about this patch? Are you happy with the changes that they've made and the fixes that they've made here? Or were you expecting something different or just something more? Just let me know those thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.